fun for the people that are reviewing them, right?
I mean, I'm just trying to keep them on their toes.
Right.
You want this to be real yoga, you have to be in a headstand to watch my video. You're welcome.
That's funny.
Or maybe side plank, because that's really the orientation. You know. Alright, so namaste yogis, welcome, welcome. Let's begin on our backs for our breath work, our pranayama. So finding a comfortable reclined position, whatever that means for you. Maybe that means bringing the soles of the feet to the mat, feet wide, knees knock in towards one another to release through the low back. Allow the eyes to gently close or soften the gaze to the tops of the cheeks, eliminating the external distraction. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose, audible release out the mouth. One more time, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh and release. Feel the body become heavy into the earth. Give yourselves permission to arrive at your practice. It's amazing what a little bit of purposeful permission can do. Begin to scan over the physical body from head to toe, reciting to yourselves all the points of contact that your body makes with the earth or maybe a prop. And seeing how specific you can get here with these contact points. Practicing our proprioception, our body awareness. The more specific we get, the more detailed the image of self in our mind's eye becomes. Picturing yourself on your mat in Shavasana. Ultimately, that's where you are. Without even having to look, you get an idea of where legs are, where arms are, in relation to torso and head. It's when we become aware of how the body is connecting to earth, that image becomes more detailed. Now making sure that you also check in with front body, as well as mental, emotional body. So checking in with front body helps you to finish that image of physical self. Checking in with mental, emotional body helps to bring awareness to anything that may have maybe followed you here to your mat. Anything that you can practice detaching from, releasing, at least while we practice together. Now, as we begin to let go of any distraction in our room, or any distractions beyond this space, or maybe out in your personal, private world, we will instead turn the awareness inward, finding a focus on the breath. Inviting the breath to become our anchor. Something that we can continue to return to, bringing us back to our practice. Notice how your breath shows up for you this afternoon, becoming aware of the pace and the rhythm of your breath. Noticing if there's any texture, constriction, or even temperature. With your next inhale, begin to encourage the breath to deepen and lengthen. Sending the inhales all the way down into the lower abdomen, allowing the belly to fill and expand. Every exhale, mindfully draw navel in towards the spine to help press the air back out. So inhaling to fill the belly, and exhaling to draw navel in towards spine. Practicing your belly breath, helping to reduce stress and anxiety. Also helps to bring systems into regulation, balancing mood, digestion, sleep. Also things like blood pressure and blood sugar. Along with our belly breath, we will also practice our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath. With your next inhale, find a slight constriction in the back of the throat. If you're not familiar with the Ujjayi breath, that constriction is the same as if you were fogging up a mirror. We continue to breathe in and out of the nostrils, and this constriction alters how the breath sounds to us. Maybe you've heard of the nickname for Ujjayi, ocean's breath. When we have that constriction changing the way the breath sounds in our head, maybe reminiscent of ocean tide. Now the mind will continue to work and process ideas and thoughts. It's not the practice of stilling the mind, stopping those thoughts from occurring. It's about practicing non-attachment or detaching from those distractions. Allowing thoughts to pass as soon as they present themselves. Now, practicing to detach from these distractions is not always easy or simple. So make sure you show yourselves grace, and every time you notice you're no longer aware of breath, you've gone down some rabbit hole, just release. Bring yourself back to your breath. With your next exhale, allow the breath to return to its natural pace and rhythm. Observing natural breath, noticing if there's been any subtle shift or change, breath, body, or mind. We'll start to bring our awareness back into the room and back into our physical body, inviting subtle movements, wiggling fingers and toes, circling through wrists, ankles, reaching the arms up overhead, full body stretch from fingers to toes. Mindfully draw the knees in towards the chest and make your way over onto your favorite side, coming into a fetal position with the eyes closed. So we pause the body here to allow it to fully awaken and reacclimate. I'll invite you to take advantage of this moment and set an intention for your practice. And when you feel ready, using the strength of the upper body to press yourselves up, we'll come to meet in Sukhasana, easy seat. Namaste, yogis, welcome. Who was here for slow flow yesterday? a little familiar. How are you feeling?
Good.
Okay, so it'll be a little familiar. Same focus. I'll leave it at that. I'll let you guys be surprised when we get there. And if you're anything like me, you struggle with that. Anyone in here not like surprises? I'm honestly raising my hand. I'm not a fan of a surprise. And I'm not talking like the jump scare, the boo ah, although I am not a fan of those either. Yeah, I have learned about myself. I like to control things. So what do I practice? Letting go of that control. I mean, we practice. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, grounding through our sits bones, engaging the core, softening shoulders, lengthening through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, release the arms back down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, release them back down. Wonderful. One more. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to release. Keep that right hand grounded. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over to the right. Right hand grounding, pressing the floor away. Still grounding through both sits bones. Make sure left hip stays grounded. If it starts to lift, that's your body saying, oh, you've reached too far with upper body. With your next inhale, come back through center. Left hand grounds. Inhale, right arm reaches up and over to the left. Staying present with your body. Lengthen the spine. Beautiful. With your next inhale, coming back through center, both arms reaching up overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms, drawing elbows back and down. Chest opens. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to cactus. Shoulder blades hug close. Inhale, arms reach up. One more. Exhale to cactus. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. On the exhale, twisting to the right towards our windows. Right hand to, or no, left hand to right knee or thigh. Right hand grounding behind the hips. Use that hand to help you sit up even taller. Press the earth away. Now keeping left hand on right knee. Inhale, right arm reaches up, crossing it over to the opposite leg. We'll tuck the chin. Inhale, both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Using the left hand to ground, press the floor away. Sit up even taller, find your breath. Keeping right hand to left knee. On your inhale, left arm reaches up, cross it over, tucking the chin. Nice opening through upper back. Inhale, both arms reach up overhead. On the exhale, open the arms out wide to a T, trying to reach opposite ends of the room. This is what ensures that we're staying active through the arms. We can be really passive. I mean super passive. I don't even hold the arms up. When we are active, muscles are engaging. The only place arms have to go, especially when we've restricted them to out to a T, is reaching wide and long. With your next exhale, eagle arms right under left. If eagle arms is not in your practice, you can come to a hug, backs of the hands, or full expression, double bind. Be mindful of what works for your body. If this is what works for your body, this is where you're at. Now, active through the arms yet again. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. I cannot be active through the arms and let the arms rest on my chest. Activate the arms, elbows lift shoulder height. Reach through those elbows. Inhale, lift up towards the ceiling. Exhale, round down, drawing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, sit up, reach up, look up, still reaching through those elbows. Exhale, round it down. One more with your breath. Beautiful. With your next inhale, coming back through center, arms open out wide to a T. This time, pressing the walls away from you. Notice how this shows up differently. Or similarly. I'll add extra syllables. With your next exhale, Eagle arms, left arm. DM. Goodness gracious. If you don't know, my dyslexia has been a huge struggle the past couple of weeks. I will be getting tattooed to fix that. I need some extra accommodation. So activate those arms, reach through those elbows. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, round down. Inhale, sit up, reach up, look up, reaching through those elbows. Exhale, round it down, chin towards chest. One more with your breath. Inhale to come back to center, arms open out wide, reach long. Inhale to reach arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, audible release out the mouth. Inhale to walk yourselves back up, switching the cross of the legs, feet or ankles, whatever you've got crossed. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Chest becomes heavy, muscles of the face are soft. Deep breath in through the nose, sigh and let go. With your inhale, walking yourselves back up. We'll make our way to tabletop or all fours. Rolling over knees or sweeping feet off to one side, coming to hands and knees. Bringing in any props for support. Being mindful of the shape your body creates in tabletop, especially with your foundation, your hands. Spread those fingers wide, grip the mat, press the floor away. Inhale, cow pose, dropping belly, lifting tail and heart. Exhale for cat, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale for cow, heart shines through. And exhale for cat like a scared Halloween cat. Take a few more rounds of cat and cow, moving with the pace of your breath, warming up the length of your spine. Checking in with wrists, shoulders, knees, and hips as now we become more weight-bearing on joint systems. And after your next exhale or cat pose, finding some organic movement in tabletop. Maybe circling out the hips, gazing back over left and right shoulder. Become curious and explorative in your body. Wonderful opportunity to learn about your body in this moment. Maybe receiving some cues, letting you know about where you might want to modify or adjust your practice this evening. Now starting to make your way back to a neutral tabletop. If you've got to even yourself out, no rush, I keep an eye on you. We'll take a big step back with our right foot. Inhale to lift that back heel to hip height, staying active through that right foot. Toes flex back towards you. Engaging the core, we'll extend left arm out in front of us, palm in, thumb up, coming into a bird dog balance. Reaching long through left fingertips, pressing into that right heel. Left arm, right leg, hug the midline. Now on your next exhale, crunch, elbow to knee, rounding the spine, press the floor away. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Wonderful, take it one more time. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, replace the hand to the mat, leg swings out to the right, planting the foot will come up onto the left knee. Inhale to reach arms up overhead. On your exhale, gate pose, lateral stretch over the right leg. With your next inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, hands to the mat, gentle rock forward and back. Dynamic movement here. We'll bring the weight of the shoulders back over the wrist. Inhale to lift that right foot, sweep it back behind us, replace the knee tabletop. Big step back with the left toes. Inhale to lift that back heel to hip height. Really press through the heel. Flex the toes back towards your shin. Engage the core, right arm reaching out in front of us, palm in, thumb up. Ways to modify, maybe toes don't lift off of the mat. Maybe hand stays grounded. Let's take our crunches. On our exhale, elbow to knee, rounding the back body. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch. Press the earth away. Inhale, lengthen. One more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach it long. Replace the hand to the mat. Swing that left leg out to the left, planting the foot. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lateral stretch over that left leg. Beautiful gate pose. Inhale to come back up through center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Find your dynamic movement. Rock it forward and back. Notice where this shows up for you. And bringing the shoulders back over the wrist. We'll inhale to lift that left foot. Sweep it back behind us. Replace the knee, tabletop. Now tuck the toes. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Maybe hands walk closer towards you. Maybe torso comes all the way upright. Find your variation. Awareness of breath. What happens to your breath when you send maybe really intense sensation through the feet? Yeah. So then how do you respond when you notice the breath starts going?
Slow.
Yeah, slow it down. Encourage it to deepen. Remember, it's all a practice. You trip up over things or forget something or have the wrong breath as you move your body. You're all just practicing and learning. It's okay. Now mindfully coming back through tabletop, we'll untuck the toes, tap out the feet. Sitting back one more time, hips to heels, toes untucked. Remember, you can lean back and lift the knees if you're looking to find sensation. If you sit the hips on the heels and you're already feeling your feels, you're good. Couple more rounds of breath here. With your next inhale, coming back through tabletop, we'll tuck the toes under, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Allow the head to drop between the biceps, reaching the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Finding some movement in the first dog of our practice, walking it out, pedaling the legs. Finding stillness in our downward facing dog, deep breath in through the nose, audible sigh out the mouth. Inhale, right leg lifts into the air. Bend into the knees, stacking the hips, open up to the window. Beautiful. Right knee lifting up towards the ceiling. Find some movement in that right hip. Draw some circles with the knee. Beautiful. Take those circles both directions, helping to lubricate the hip joint. Beautiful. So inhale, three-legged dog. Hips are level. Exhale, crunch, right knee, right elbow. Weight of the shoulders comes over the wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send that leg back, press the chest towards the thighs. Exhale, right knee to chest, hugging the thigh in towards the chest. Inhale, send that leg back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, crossing the midline, working our obliques. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Lowering that back knee, low runner's lunge. Feel it in your body. Bring in any props to support, maybe blocks under the hands or a blanket beneath the back knee. Left hip shining towards the top of your mat, shoulders release down the back ribs. With your next inhale, half splits. Start to walk yourselves back, flexion through the right foot and ankle. Beautiful. Stay with your breath. And with your next inhale, walk yourselves back up to the top of the mat. Release the pelvis, let it get heavy. Heart lifts, shoulders melt down the back ribs. Beautiful. One more time, option to keep the hands at the top of your mat. On your inhale, send the hips back. Beautiful. If you keep the hands at the top of your mat, it automatically brings you into a fold. If that is generally not part of your practice, walk those hands back, support yourself. Feel the right hip reach towards the wall behind you. Yes. With your next inhale, returning to the top of the mat, grounding through the corners of that right foot, knee stacked over ankle. Beautiful. Now tuck the back toes, lifting that back knee. Runner's lunge, twist. Ground the left hand, inhale, right arm opens. Beautiful. Stay grounding through that right foot. Find some movement through this right wrist. Both directions.
Jazz hands.
Yes. Exhale, release hands to the earth. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. High crescent lunge. We're up on the toes of the back foot. Remember, high crescent lunge, we're up on the toes. Warrior one is when we seal that back heel. Engage your core. Navel draws in towards spine. I know some of you prefer the phrase, close your abdominal jaw. Lower jaw is hip points, upper jaw is lower ribs. They just want to reach towards one another. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, step back into plank, top of a push-up. Now, if your plank pose is modified, bringing knees to the earth, go for it. There's your plank. Make sure, if you're taking a modification of this asana, that we are a wider or a longer stance than tabletop. For 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, sigh it out. When we have these cleansing breaths, these grounding breaths, opportunity for you to just let go of what doesn't serve you. Let go of what isn't supporting your practice, whatever that might be. With your next inhale, left leg lifts into the air, 3-legged dog. Beautiful. Bend the knee, stack the hips, open that left hip up towards the window, left knee reaching up towards the ceiling. Find some movement through this hip, draw some circles with the knee. Take those circles both directions. All right. Inhale, 3-legged dog, level out the hips. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, back it up. Nice. Exhale, knee to nose, hugging thigh into the chest. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step that left foot to the top of your mat. We'll release that back knee to the earth, finding our low runner's lunge. Maybe bringing a blanket in beneath that back knee for some additional support. Release the tension through the hips, let the pelvis get heavy. On this side, right hip is reaching up towards the top of your mat. So foot a little further up. Beautiful. That way your knee stays over your ankles, so it doesn't over the toes. Your knees will stay, well, thank you for that. A few decades from now. Yeah, for sure. All right, beautiful. With your next inhale, walk it back into half splits. Stacking the pelvis over the right knee. You know you're stacked because the thigh won't fatigue so quickly. Flexion through that left foot and ankle, toes reach back towards you. With your next inhale, walk it back up to the
I have a question.
Yes, ask.
So my belly, when I'm like this, should it be resting? on my
Inhale,
hip
come
straight?
back to the top of the mat. It just depends on you
Like, should I be
anatomically.
above that?
No.
Like not putting
My
any support on that?
my torso touches my leg.
I got you.
It's there.
Okay.
That connection's okay. Beautiful. All right, so we're at our low runner's lunge. Ground or tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. Finding a runner's lunge twist. Ground the right hand, inhale, left arm opens, twisting towards our beautiful blank wall. Find some movement through that wrist, jazz hands. Lubricating, working the wrists, making sure they are prepared. Maybe you're getting ideas on where we're going. Exhale, hand returns to the earth. On your inhale, step back into plank, top of a push-up. Any modification, take it. Core engages, navel draws in. Fingertips, knuckles, heels to the palm, grip the mat, press the floor away. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send those hips up and back. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Release, let it go. One more deep breath in. Exhale, release, make your way to your knees, tabletop, child's pose. Checking back in with self. Anything that you need. I know that anytime during our practice, any resting pose that suits your body available. Take it at any time. With your next inhale, pressing up through tabletop. Shifting the weight into the left hand, inhale to open the right arm, spinal twist, open up towards the windows, beautiful. Exhale, bring it in for a hug, right hand reaching towards left shoulder. Inhale, open the chest, reach long through the fingers. Exhale, find your hug. One more, inhale, open the chest. This time on your exhale, option to thread your needle, or you can stay with your hug. Threading the needle, you just come down onto that right shoulder. Right shoulder, correct? Yes. I need a lot of help this week, my friends. Now, if the bind is in your practice, feel free to bring the back of the left hand to your low back. Maybe it's reaching around towards that left or that right hip. Beautiful. Now, if you took the bind, replace the left hand to the mat. On your inhale, coming off that right shoulder, open up towards the windows. One more time, nice big stretch. Exhale, tabletop. Shift the weight, inhale, left arm opens. Exhale, hug, left hand reaching towards right shoulder. Inhale, open the chest, reach long through the fingers. Exhale, find your hug. This opens the back body. One more. Inhale, open the chest, option to thread your needle on your exhale. Threading the needle is too much. Maybe it's too much on your shoulders, your back, your hips. Stay with the hug. To bind or not to bind, yogi's choice. Awareness of breath. Deepen and lengthen. Now returning right hand to the mat. Inhale to come off that left shoulder, open up wide. Exhale, replace the hand, tabletop. Now find some gentle rocks forward and back on the hands. So since we're in tabletop and hands are the foundation, really pressing fingertips and knuckles into the earth. Grip your mat. Shoulders return over the wrists. We're going to turn our fingers out left and right. This being said, sometimes yogis like to step the hands a little bit wider. Just depends on your body. Find some gentle rocks side to side. coming back through center. Now we'll turn the fingers in towards one another. On this one, just as when the fingers were out, we walked the hands a little wider. This one, maybe hands walk in a little closer. Find a gentle rock side to side. Fingertips pressing into the mat. Knuckles of the hands gripping. Listen to your body. We'll come back through center. And now we're going to turn the fingers all the way out and back towards the knees. Hey, if they don't go all the way, that's okay. Remember, we're not forcing our body. Find a gentle rock forward and back, maintaining the gripping of the earth. Bringing the shoulders back over the wrists. We'll return the hands to neutral. Maybe sitting back on the heels, roll out the wrists, shake them out, open, close, whatever you like. Beautiful. Coming back through tabletop, tuck the toes, send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. On your inhale, arms reach up overhead, sealing the back foot to the earth. Left hip still reaching towards the top of the mat. Square your pelvis to the top of your mat. Beautiful. Shoulder blades melt down the back body. Oh, beautiful. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep the arms back behind you. Gaze actively over those front toes. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep the arms back. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Take a humble warrior. Interlace fingers behind your back. Hug the shoulders together. On the exhale, forward fold. Right shoulder aiming towards the inside edge of that right knee. Awareness of breath. With your next inhale, warrior one, release the bind. Arms reach up overhead. Release the hands to the earth, coming up on the toes of the back foot. Inhale, step back into plank. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Once your hips are up and back, 3 complete breaths. Maybe reminding yourself of the intention that you set at the start of practice. With your next inhale, left leg lifts into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Warrior one, arms reach up overhead. Beautiful. Right hip reaching up towards the top of the mat. Feel it in your body. Even if you're unsure, if it's challenging for you to encourage that right hip to reach forward and square back up to the top of your mat, check in with your back foot. So there may be a time when you were verbally cued to keep the back foot parallel to the back of your mat. I will verbally cue you to allow that foot to be at a 45-degree angle with the toes pointed up towards the top corner of your mat. This helps the hip. Oh, look, I got all this range of motion now. That hip can pull and face where I want it to. Beautiful. Exhale, forward fold, arms sweep back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, warrior one. Keep that front knee bent. Humble warrior, interlace fingers, opposite thumb on top. This time it feels like you're holding hands with a stranger, but trust me, you know them well. Hug the shoulders. On the exhale, forward fold. Left shoulder tracking to the inside edge of left knee. Grounding through the feet. Stay with your breath. With your next inhale, release the bind, warrior one, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat, lifting up onto the toes of the right foot. Inhale, step back into plank. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Engage the core, lengthen the spine. Once those hips are up and back, 3 complete belly breaths. Looking up towards the hands, we'll bend the knees. Begin to make your way to the top of the mat. Walk, step, or hop the feet. Inhale, half lift, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold, head hangs. Inhale, stand tall, arms reach up overhead, bringing palms to touch. Exhale, undulate mudra, hands to heart space. Releasing the arms, Tadasana, sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, right foot steps back. Release that knee to the earth. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee. Inhale, step to the top of your mat, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, stand tall, arms reach up, bring the palms to touch. Exhale, undulate mudra into the heart. Beautiful, release, mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, release, forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, left leg steps back. Release that left knee to the earth. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, Anjane. Pelvis gets heavy. Exhale, hands to the mat, tuck the back toes, lift that knee. On your inhale, step back into plank, vinyasa or downward facing dog. Look up towards the top of your mat, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop the feet. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. And exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, stand tall, arms reach up. Exhale, undulate mudra, hands to heart space. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat, left leg steps back. Ground that left knee, inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands return to the earth. Tuck the toes, lift that knee. Inhale, step to the top of the mat, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand tall, arms reach up, palms come to touch. Exhale, undulate mudra. Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift on the inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Right leg steps back. Ground the knee. Inhale, arms reach up, Anjane. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. On your inhale, step back into plank. Top of a push-up. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Once those hips are up and back, 3 complete rounds of breath. Notice what's showing up for you. Maybe it's fatigue or heat in the body. Maybe you're starting to tell yourself stories about how well or poorly you're doing. You guys are all doing phenomenal. I will tell you that. Practice telling yourself, you made it to the mat, you made it to your practice, you're doing great. Look up towards the hands, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Heel till the feet open as wide as your mat. Toes turn out, heels turn in. Coming into Malasana squat, yogi squat. Bend the knees, dropping the hips, lifting the heart. Palms come to touch. If your heels are lifted, okay. If they want some support, bring in a blanket underneath the heels.
I got the pink one.
That's your favorite color. It's your jam.
Own it.
Lift the heart just a bit more. I like the use of blocks. I'm loving it. Now right hand grounds to the earth. Inhale, open the left arm.